This is going to be a very long, drawn-out conversation all about camera bags. So turn back now. Turn back now. For what seems like most of my life, I've been on the quest for like the perfect camera bag, which I don't think exists. I just don't think it exists at this point. But I feel like I've come close, and I got a new bag recently that I'm really excited about. This is the Manfrotto Prolight Backloader Small. So this is what I really want to talk about, but to help you understand why I'm excited about this, kind of want to talk about a couple of other ones and what I look for in a camera bag. So at one point in time, I really liked messenger bags, and I have a Tenba bag. It's over there. It's like really hard to get. There's a video on my channel all about it. It's probably the best, most durable bag. It's like a messenger style camera bag, and I love it, but it's, after a long period of time, an over-the-shoulder messenger bag I found just gets kind of uncomfortable. I really like a backpack because when it's on both shoulders, it's just the most comfortable, the least annoying. It just works really well, and backpacks are so versatile. So about 4 years ago, I got this one. This is the Think Tank Streetwalker 2 something, and it's a giant bag. It's deep, and it has all kinds of pockets and things, and it can hold everything. And the problem with that is then you put everything in it and it gets really, really heavy. It's just a too big bag, especially I'm 5'9" or 10, depending on the day of the week. This is just too big. And it's also, then it gets really heavy, and look how big this bag is. I found what is been the closest thing to a perfect camera bag so far. This is the Brevite Photo Jumper. This is a really great bag. Like, these are super popular. You might see ads for these. They come in all kinds of different colors. So the basics of it, it just looks like a backpack. It's not too big. Nobody cares if you're walking around in this. It just looks like you're going to school or something. Like, nobody pays attention to this as a camera bag, but it has some really nice features. It does have side access, which I was really excited about. Although, I don't actually use this as much as I thought I would, but just having the big camera bag was just like so annoying to always have to set it down, take out my camera, it was just annoying. So this has side access, and then on the other side you have a pouch with a strap here, so if you have like a little tripod or a water bottle, it fits in just perfectly. You also have the little like luggage strap thing there, which is really, really cool. You've got a laptop compartment, a separate laptop compartment here, but this is my 14-inch MacBook Pro, which fits perfectly in there. And if I'm traveling somewhere where I think it's going to be a little bit more of a rough trip, I put this in a sleeve and put it in here too, and it fits just fine. So it's a decent sized laptop compartment. And then you've got a little outer pocket here that just has some organizers, and it's very like practical and usable. And then you've got the actual camera compartment here, which is not like the biggest camera compartment in the world, but I don't want that. I don't want to take all of my gear with me all the time, everywhere, because that's way too heavy and just too impractical. So this lets you take a pretty decent amount of stuff. And the other thing that I really like is then you also just have a full-on top compartment with another little zippered pocket in here. Hey, I have a cleaning cloth. And this is pretty, it's really nice when you're like walking around with this bag and you have your camera gear in here, but you're like, I don't know, if you buy stuff at a store or you want to bring snacks or something with you, or like a sweater or whatever, you can just put it in here. I've definitely used this as an overnight bag with camera stuff before, and it works great. So this is a very, very practical bag that I love quite a bit. And if you want, let me take my N95 masks out. If you want to just use it as a regular backpack, you can fold down this divider and take out the camera inserts, and then it's just a normal backpack. So this has been my favorite camera bag so far, but I do have a couple. It also has on the side here this little secret pocket. So it's for like a passport or a wallet or a phone or something if you want to kind of keep it there. Mine is filled with rocks from beaches that I always forget are in there. Oh, and it has the tripod holder thing on the bottom, so if you want to like put a travel tripod down here, which I've done a few times. So this bag is very good overall, and I think it's like the best just regular little backpack camera bag that I've ever used. But now that I've had it for 2 years, there are a few things that are kind of frustrating with it. The biggest one actually being, I put these little colored coded zipper pulls on here because I was constantly getting mixed up which pocket was which, and I was always opening the wrong one. And then this front loading thing here, there are so many times where I think it's closed, I tip it up, and then camera gear almost falls out. So I become very paranoid, which is probably a good thing to do anyway with a camera bag, but I become paranoid about like making sure this is always closed. But the other downside is, I guess if you were wearing it and, I don't know, someone came up behind you and just went like that, everything just kind of falls out right there. So what I wish this bag did, have this little outer pocket here, but instead of having this zipper, oh, I guess it wouldn't be possible. I was gonna say have the zipper back here so you go to your camera compartment here, but then the laptop compartment, I don't know. If there's a way to do that, that would be cool. I'm not a bag designer. And the other thing about this bag is the material. They come in all these different colors, like I mentioned, but they're all the same. It's a very fabric-y material. It's very comfortable. It feels nice, but it is like not durable at all. It won't get torn up or anything, but it collects dirt. It's just like a sponge. Like I wore this bag all around New York City in the subways and stuff, and it's like you just sit on the subway bench and it was like just absorbing all of the grease and the grime. And you know, it's not water absorbent, as it does repel water a bit, but it's not like super weatherproof. If they could make this same bag with a much more like durable material, it would be like amazing. I heard that the Brevite bag is machine washable. So wash me as I take everything out of it. Put it in here. Instead of just put it in the sun to dry it. It's not entirely dry yet, but I wanted to see what happened on the inside because I just left like all the dividers and stuff in here. Okay, they're moist. It's a little damp, but nothing is damaged. I saw some people said they put it in their dryer, but Brevite themselves said don't do that, so I feel like there would be drier consequences there. There's still, this corner here is the dirtiest part. There's still some dirt there, but well, let it keep drying. Let's see. It's just been out in the sun. It's dry. It's totally dry. Honestly, this kind of gives more points to the Brevite than I had previously thought, because it is a little more durable since you can just wash it and make it like new again. So what I've been looking for is another small bag that kind of addresses those things as much as possible, and that's where I found this here, the Manfrotto Prolight Backloader Small. There's a small and a medium. I don't know if there's a large version of this. There's a backloader because this one loads your gear from the back. There's a front loader that does open in the front. If I take my giant Manfrotto bag and then I take this one here, it's quite a bit smaller. Hello. It's quite a bit smaller, but it's still like, you know, it has, like, you can't really crush it or anything. This one doesn't have quite as much padding or anything, like your stuff could get crushed, but I'm not putting this as checked baggage or anything. This is like the perfect size for me. This one, the small bag, is a bit bigger. It's a little bit taller and a little bit wider, although with the Brevite, once it gets full, like once you really pack this full of stuff, they're not that different in size, but it does feel noticeable. So this is the Manfrotto, which is bigger than the Brevite, but I don't think it looks too ridiculous, because what I'm looking for is like something to take everywhere. And I'll do a whole separate thing about this, but I did start flight training, and part of that was I got this, it like came with my enrollment, and part of the program was this Cessna like flight bag thing. It's a great bag. Like it's got like this reflective, super bright interior, so it's easy to see everything. It's got really organized pockets. It's got a ton of space, laptop compartments, tablet compartments, organizers, but it's still really small and compact. And the straps can unbuckle and go inside, and then you can attach like a messenger style thing on it. Take some notes, like camera bag companies, from this and incorporate these kinds of things into camera bags. After using a bag that's so good for a specific purpose because it has everything you need, I was like, okay, I really want that for my camera bag. I want something that I can just kind of take constantly, and it's really good for my specific needs. So that's this bag here. It does not have side access, so each side is the same. You have these pretty big pockets, and then you do have straps that go, oh, here's one. You have straps that go on each side. I just took it off the other side because I wasn't gonna use it that much. So if you wanna hold like your tripod or something in there, you can. It even comes with this little built-in TSA lock, so if you want some security, you can move all the zippers to like this area and then run this lock through them. This one specifically is the backloader design, so it has these things here, which are sort of like rubber mounts, so you can set it down here, because that has been another problem with both of my previous camera bags that load from the front. In addition to like the security issue, is when you want to get something out of it, you're wearing your bag, you want to get your camera out of it, so you take your bag and you have to set it down like this. You open it up, you get your stuff, you put it down, and then you put it back on, and now this part that touches you and your clothes and the part your hands, you know, the straps that your hands are holding, might have just been laying on the ground or wherever you had to take your bag off. And I have found that that is annoying. And so having a rear loading bag, when you want to take something out of it, you set the bag down on the front, and then you open the bag like that, get everything out, close it, and now the part that's touching you and the part you're touching doesn't get like put on the ground or anything. So more about the outside of this bag before we go to the inside. Super padded straps, but not like super big and bulky. It does have the little like chest mount, which I have rolled up here because the sternum strap, I don't really plan on needing to use that much. Has a lot of little like hooks and straps and things all over the place. So you could run a lock through here or run a strap through here if you wanted to really like make sure no one could open it. It has a side handle that also is like a luggage strap, which is kind of cool. And probably the biggest difference from this bag is that this is just made to like withstand use. It's like some crazy durable material. It can stand up. It comes with a wind, rain cover thing, but you probably won't need it, or at least I don't, especially in the desert, because it's just gonna stand up to basically everything. You've got this pocket here. The zippers are also like super nice. So you've got this thing that folds down here, and you have like your normal little organizers. And then this is just a big open pocket. It doesn't expand out a lot, but it's enough to like, you know, I don't know, fit something in all the way down there. Has a few more tricks up its sleeve, but if we open up the back, then you can see the inside compartment. I really like this, that it is gray, and I like the red, it looks cool. Obviously I would like a bright blue interior, but this is fine. I don't like camera bags with black interiors because your camera gear is usually black, and while you won't lose your camera in it, it's so easy to lose batteries and memory cards. So having a more brightly colored interior that provides some contrast with your camera gear, super important. On the inside of the lid, there's a zippered pocket, and then there's two like pouches, and then you do have a laptop compartment. I think they said it's up to a 16-inch MacBook. This is my 14-inch. I don't know if it's 16. I don't have a 16 to tell you, but the 14 fits great. What's really neat here is, I guess I'll show you this. On the top, it does have a top compartment. Oh, that I put a little divider in here. And this can be, you know, whatever you want it to be, but this main compartment can be reconfigured not just with all of these, which this bag comes with more dividers than like any bag I've ever seen, but this part here, I'm not gonna like undo my whole configuration, but this part actually folds down, so you could fold this all the way flat and have the entire interior be the camera bag, or you could have it fold so like this part is a compartment, and then this part is something that's accessible by the top. So you can decide, there, I'll put that back. There's little like Velcro tabs to help you configure it in every possible thing. So you can decide, like, do you want this top part to be the top compartment? Do you want it like the top 2/3 to be the top compartment? Or do you want the whole thing to just be open and then accessible here as well? So that means you could have like clothes and stuff down here and your camera stuff up here, so you could open it and get your camera out of the top, which is great. So even though there's not side access, you still have access to your stuff. And I played around with that configuration a little bit, but I was trying to be realistic about how I use my camera bags. And when I'm out with it, when I take my camera out, I usually keep it out for a while, so I don't need to constantly be putting it in and out of the bag. but I do have enough space in the top. I can put my camera in here, and then I put the little divider so I can also take my microphone and put that in there as well. So if I wanted to keep those things here, I could. But also, more practically, what does happen when I'm walking around with a backpack is you get stuff and you need to put it somewhere. And so now being able to just have easy access, just like I do on this one, is great. In terms of like fine tuning a camera bag is always a work in progress, but here's something I really love about this one and why I have it arranged in this kind of goofy configuration, which it's obviously like super versatile. So I have, you know, like my little microphone pouch, usually a GoPro. Those are kind of like the essentials that will always go there. I usually have another camera lens there too. And this is great for the A7 IV because this configuration here, lens, microphone, Mantis Pod mount, I can take this whole thing and just set it right in there. And then when you're walking with it, the camera has no pressure on it. There's nothing crushing the microphone, nothing crushing the camera. This is all very nicely padded. And then you can take it out and the whole thing is ready to go. I've never had a camera bag that had the room, even the giant one really, that was able to be easily configured to hold a camera with the microphone on it. So this is a very compact microphone, the Sony mic, but now you can just go somewhere and keep the camera right there, take it out, and camera is totally ready to go. That to me is absolutely amazing. And the interior of this bag, everything that touches your equipment is nice and soft and padded, and everything else is also kind of that same really tough feeling material. I don't know if you can see. There's like a little design and a pattern. It's a really nice looking bag, I think. It doesn't look too much like a camera bag, but it's also doesn't look like you're going on like a big long hiking trip. This video is not gonna have stunning product B-roll. Oh, and the bottom of this has these crazy pads here, so it's like even a more durable material with padding, and the bag has no problem loaded or unloaded standing up on its own. So this bag is still new to me. I can't speak to it the same way that I could with a bag that I've been using a lot over like a period of years, but so far it's really, really great. The only thing that I'm not super crazy about is it's still a little bit bigger than I would like it to be. I'd like it to be a little bit smaller, but I thought it was cool because I have Manfrotto tripods, but I totally have never had a Manfrotto bag, and seems like they have a lot of camera bags, and they just recently kind of revamped their product lineup, and they have some really decent ones, and I like that they make different varieties. There's not a ton of reviews about this bag, but the one thing I've seen brought up as a negative is that the shoulder straps are connected to the back. So that means that if you were walking and the zipper failed, the whole back part would fall and open up, and this part would stay attached to you. And I don't know if that's really, like, the odds of a total YKK zipper fail are like lower than the odds of Y2K causing failures. I don't think that that's a thing that's going to happen. If you had like both the zippers up here, or maybe they were like not zipped up all the way, and then you pulled, like there's a lot of weight in the bag, and then it would already have to be like unzipped kind of halfway before it would fall. And I guess if somebody came up behind you and unzipped it, but that would be, honestly, when it's zipped up and the zippers are down at one end, it's almost a little clunky to like weave them through all these straps. But I think that's kind of a good thing because that makes it more difficult for somebody to do. So I don't think this is going to be an issue. I was looking at other bags like the PGY Tech 1Mo because I thought maybe I could use 1Mo bag. That's the one Peter uses and he was using when he was here, and he's super, you know, I don't want to say super rough on his stuff, but he uses his stuff a lot. And that bag held up fine, and it has the same thing where the straps are connected to the back door. Even the Peter McKinnon super big Nomatic, like really expensive backpack that's huge and carries a bunch of gear has this same design. Might be smarter if the straps attach to the top and not that, but I kind of figure if those bigger bags, especially those more premium priced bags, this was about $180, by the way, especially those more premium priced bags, like the McKinnon one can go up for like over $500. If they're using this, it's probably okay. It's one of those things I never would have thought of, but then I saw videos where people are talking about it and I was like, crap, is that something I should worry about? I don't know. So if I end up liking this bag as much as I hope to, I'll definitely do a more in-depth, like proper review on it. But for now, I kind of want to just ramble about bags. So I hope that was your bag. And I don't know. Let me show you my little office assistant here.